my fellow babyface people out there, you know exactly what's coming. Hey guys, it's Bryony, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about the curse of the baby face. So this is literally, I think, the only thing that I am even slightly self-conscious about is the fact that I have a baby face. Now, having said that, I generally speaking am a very confident person. I'm not like someone who needs to have makeup to feel confident. My hair doesn't need to be perfect. I get very happily make these videos, put them out on the internet for hundreds of thousands of people to see with me, barefaced with spots and, you know, messy hair and just sweatpants or my pajamas or whatever I'm wearing at that time. And it does not bother me. Like, I'm just all about the natural, all about this. So and I'll happily leave the house and do whatever without thinking about my appearance too much, just throwing on jeans on the top or whatever. I'm not someone who is overly obsessed with how I look and needs to look a certain way to feel confident. But my baby face is the only thing that really concerns me if I ever happen to be meeting someone new or doing something new where I know people haven't met me before or don't know about me through my channel. First of all, let's clarify what is a baby face. So I am 22 years old and I have a baby face because people just think I look super young. In fact, if I take my hair out, I'm going to show you exactly how you can tell this is a baby face. Okay, so I've literally just put my hair into a ponytail. Now, are you ready for this? Watch. See? Baby face. I look really young. This is what we mean by the curse of baby face. Like, you just genuinely have a very young looking face. And one of the main drawbacks to this is everyone else seems to think this is a compliment or that you've never heard this before. So if I ever go somewhere, be it for professional reasons, for personal reasons, like, I don't know, whatever it might be, whether it's just for casual stuff or I'm doing some work somewhere, somebody almost always inevitably brings up the fact that I look really young. I won't ever mention it, but they will. Let me give you an example of how this usually pans out. Let's say I am at a business conference for some work I'm doing and I'm having a conversation with someone. It's great, really professional, we're talking about our businesses, all sorts of businessy stuff. And then out of the blue they go, sorry, can I just ask your age? Generally, this question doesn't really bother me because I know that I am young in comparison to a lot of entrepreneurs out there, so that on its own is fine. It's when I tell them that I'm 22 and they go, oh my goodness, you look so young for your age. And I'm like, yeah, I know, like baby face, all that stuff. And the thing that everyone says is, oh, but you'll love it when you're 40. Just, why people think that this is a compliment is beyond me. And also, like, people will say it to you like you've never heard it before. Like, oh my gosh, you look so young for your age. You're like, oh, thank goodness you told me. Never heard this before in my life. It is seriously annoying. But it also leads to a bigger question because the whole, you know, you'll love it when you're 40. I'm like, why? Why is looking youthful like the ultimate goal? And I'll tell you why. It's all commercialization, because they can sell you products to convince you that you don't need wrinkles, you shouldn't have grey hairs, etc, etc, etc. You need all Botox, all that, all those other treatments to stay looking young, because young is the goal. And that's why people tell me when I'm 40. And if I generally went off on a tangent every time someone did this and said, but why is that the way of thinking? Why do you want to look young at 40? Have you bought into this commercialization product? Do you feel the need to do this? Do you feel confident? Just if I went off on a rant, they would go, oh my goodness, why did I bring this up? In fact, I should probably do that more often. Thinking about it, it might stop this from happening. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to sink into people's heads that this might not be appreciated. I don't mind the question when people ask me how old I am so much, if they go, oh wow, you are young to do this, because like I said before, I genuinely am. It's when it then goes on to the whole baby face thing that I'm like, great, could we just skip over this now, please? Another thing that can be really annoying about having a baby face is opening the door. Let me give you a quick rundown of how this sometimes goes. Hi. Oh, hi there. I've got a package that needs to be signed for. I don't suppose your parents are in. I own the flat. Oh, thankfully this is happening less and less. I think as I gradually get to the point where I look like I potentially might be 18, this is lessening. But yeah, it is still super annoying when this happens. Also, the shock on people's faces can sometimes be kind of entertaining. But by far, the most annoying thing about having a baby face is getting ID'd for everything, or people checking your age for everything. Now, I don't drink alcohol or smoke, so like the two main things that you'd need to be ID'd for, don't experience myself, but I do get ID'd for buying medication like paracetamol or ibuprofen, which you need to be 16 for, by the way, not 18. So that was kind of humiliating and a bit of annoying the first time that happened. Admittedly though, I was wearing quite a young outfit that day, and what you wear and how you dress does definitely impact on this depending on the day or the time. I notice particularly that I tend to overdress for something, especially when it's work related. Like if I've got a meeting that I think is actually sort of semi semi-casual attire that's needed for it, I will usually take it one step above that and have like a smart blazer or something, just to really make the point of I'm a professional, I'm an expert in my field, I know what I'm talking about. Don't judge me based on my age, or at least the age at which I look. But yeah, I have certainly been ID'd for buying medication before. Again, I don't think this has happened recently, especially since I became a foster carer. If I've got children with me, people kind of naturally assume you are hopefully over 16. So I don't get ID'd for that one too much. But I think the most extreme example I have of how my baby face has shocked people or has led people into thinking I'm much younger than I am has got to be from earlier this year, in April. So I was 21 at this point because my birthday's in July. And a friend of mine and I were going on holiday together for a week in Italy, and we'd packed our bags and we were dropping off one of them in the bag drop. And we were at the airport going through, and as you go through you have to basically show your passport and your boarding card to one of the people there. So we had ours ready, showed them to them, it was fine, went off to drop off the bag, and then I suddenly heard this voice going, sorry, excuse me miss, and I turned round and there was the guy who just checked my passport going, you know, pointing to me, and I was like, yeah, sorry, and he said, sorry, I just need to check you're over 14. And I said, I'm 21. The look on his face was like, oh, he literally went, oh, sorry. And I was just like, what? Aside from the fact that I think I look older than 14, you've just had my passport which has my date of birth on it. Like, you could have worked out that I was over 14 from that. You just had a bit of my identity in front of you. Oh my goodness, like that is definitely the most ridiculous type of thing I've ever dealt with regards to looking young. And yes, again, admittedly, I wasn't dressed to look super old because I was dressed purely for comfort. So my hair was in a side plait, I was in like my travel jacket and my comfy trousers and my comfy shoes, and I had a backpack on and everything because practicality rules over rules, you know, looking stylish on a plane any day for me. But 14, like, come on, just no. So yeah, are any of you out there cursed with the baby face syndrome? I'd be really curious to know. And also I think it'd be funny to hear any of your really hilarious stories of being misjudged and examples of when you've had someone mistake you for being much younger than you actually are. As you would have noticed, you can't comment on this channel because YouTube has switched my comments off, but you can head over to my Facebook page or my Instagram. The links will be down below and also at the end of this video in the end screen. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Do please subscribe. Don't forget you can get cloth pads and menstrual cups from my website, Precious Stars. The link is down below. We have new cloth pads arriving. As of the time you see this video, actually, they'll be up, new sparkle pads, that you can go and grab, and the budget sets are already restocked too, so be sure to go and grab them because they are selling really, really quickly. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.